The issue of abrogation of Article 370, it has been over 4 years since Centre decided to truly integrate Jammu and Kashmir with India. Now today the Apex Court is all set to decide whether the decision to abrogate the provisions of Article 370 of the Constitution were constitutionally valid. Numerous petitions challenging the withdrawal of special status as well as creation of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh as union territories were referred to the 5-judge Constitution bench during the 16-day hearing that started on August 2nd. The Apex Court had asked who can recommend the revocation of Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir when no constituent assembly exists. The concurrence of the Constituent Assembly is required before taking such a step. However, the special body's term ended in 1957 and after it drafted the state's constitution. So the big question is who can recommend this, and the petitions and the centre's arguments, of course, were both presented in front of the top court. Based on that, the Supreme Court will take a decision on whether the decision to abrogate provisions of Article 370 were constitutionally valid or not. Scrapping Article 370 was among the core issues of BJP's agenda, and it had been consistently included in its election manifestos. The Supreme Court hearing comes days after Union Minister Jitendra Singh told Lok Sabha that the government is ready to hold assembly polls in Jammu and Kashmir whenever the Election Commission takes a final decision in the matter. Ahead of the verdict, there is heavy deployment of security forces there. Police officials say they won't allow anyone to disrupt peace, and maintaining public order is a top priority. Sources also telling Times Now that social media is being strictly monitored. We have Pradeep joining us with more details. Pradeep, it's a big day. It's a very, very important, crucial hearing and a decision that will happen today on abrogation of Article 370, whether or not it was constitutionally valid.
Yes, Swati, you're absolutely right. It's a very big day so far as Jammu and Kashmir and people of India are concerned. That today the 5-member Constitution bench headed by the Chief Justice of India, they are going to decide about the fate of Article 370. We had seen that after abrogation of Article 370 on August 5 in 2019, a bunch of petitions were filed challenging abrogation, and they said that it was unconstitutional and illegal on the part of the government to take decision in this regard because many of the stakeholders were not considered. And the argument that was put across by many of those battery of lawyers who had been presenting these petitions, they said that actually the Constituent Assembly had been dissolved. So this Article 370 has acquired the permanent status because it was no more than temporary. And the second thing was that they had not taken all those measures into account while taking this decision in this regard. But so far as the government was concerned, they said that it was very important for the integration of Jammu and Kashmir with the rest of the country because this article was not only discriminatory in nature, but it was acting as a stonewall, preventing proper integration of Jammu and Kashmir with the state. And so far as about the reorganization of the state is concerned, the government has already made it clear that the union territory status is temporary, and once the decision will be taken, they are going to make its state any time. But Ladakh will continue to remain the union territory in this regard. Now it is to be seen what actually the verdict is going to be in this regard. Meanwhile, we have seen that already many of the political parties have been very cautious in their approach so far as reacting on this issue. Omar Abdullah said they have no mechanism to know what actually the decision will be. They are going to accept whatever the decision is. The same is the argument by the BJP also. But so far as the
Pradeep, stay on with us.